Guys, back again. Saw this one for sale, offered the guy $40. It's got no engine, but it has a title. Like I said before, I find it hard to find ones with titles if you get a low price. I've got engines, I've got parts. I was just going to part this out, but we're going to try to repair it just to see if we can. On this particular model, which a lot of them down here in Florida from the salt water, in the back of the pump, there's studs that are turned into an aluminum horseshoe that's embedded in the fiberglass. What happens is salt water gets around there and it gets between the aluminum and between the fiberglass itself, and it starts popping and then it cracks, and soon enough you got a leak. Next thing you know, you got people with a bilge pump inside the jet ski. They don't require one. They got two bailers that are installed in them and they do a good job. I'll show you what I did so far on the inside. I ground down all the cracked pieces that were open where it was leaking from, and I ground it down to the metal, and I've already put one coat of fiberglass. I've used this the stranded one. They say that's the best way to go, and it's the most strongest, and as you put the resin on there, it kind of forms itself to the contours of what you're trying to do. So as you can see, we've already got that one coated, and we'll probably go 3 coats on there, should be good. And that should solve the inside. I'm on the outside here, in the back. You'll see I ground out the fiberglass around the horseshoe. I know most people are going to say you should take the plate off the back to get to it, but I'm not going to go through all that. I only paid $40 for this thing. We're just going to fix it, and if it doesn't take in water, well, that's just fine. I mean, it was from the 1990s and it lasted this long. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some resin on here, and then I'm just going to wrap some small pieces of fiberglass mat on there, and as time goes on I'll keep building it up. And I've got measurements written down over here to how far it is to the face where the pump mounts, because that affects the way the pump is mounted in the jet ski, if it's crooked or not. So we're going to try this. I'm going to mix up some resin here.
Does it get dry fast? Does it liquid get dry fast?
Yes.
So you have to walk fast. Just put in another piece on the bottom. It just blends it in. That's got air bubble in it. as you tap, you're pulling that out.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get for now. The more you keep touching it, the worse it gets.
The right up
Here?
down, yeah.
You just can't do it all at once. Just a little at a time. That'll be the first coat, and then we'll just keep going over it until we build it up to where it needs to be. It's like doing wallboard.
I think that's right. Like, isn't that the elbow?
There's no.
It's getting dry too. Yeah.
That's all work time is gone. Like I said, it's very hard. Just
On the air.
the more you touch it, the worse it gets sometimes.
Oh, that's how it is. Can we pause?
Well, as you can see, it's not an easy job to do. Every time you touch it, it gets more tackier. You try to keep the air out of it. It definitely is not that easy to do, but you try to make it too perfect the first time, it's sort of like doing wallboard. You just got to put the first coat on and leave it alone. The only thing you want to try to do is make sure there's no big air bubbles in there, which I seem to have right down here, but it'll be alright. Okay, well, next time we'll try to finish this up and we'll see how it goes. And as always, happy jet skiing.